Hey guys, so this is going to be the Movie Madness tag, and basically it just asks a bunch of questions, and then if I have the movie, I'll hold it up and show you, and if not, I'll just tell you about it. But I'm a huge film buff. I absolutely love film, and I will admit I'm a little bit of a snob when it comes to film. Not too much though, because a lot of the things you'll see in my collection you'll laugh at a little bit. So I'll go ahead and get going. My favorite actor. Favorite actor is definitely Jimmy Stewart. He was in It's a Wonderful Life, Harvey, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, all these great films. He, to me, is just perfect. He can play comedic, he can play dramatic. He is just a great actor. I don't think I've ever seen a bad performance from him. Favorite actress, surprise, surprise, Judy Garland. She had it all. She was an incredible actress, an incredible singer, and she could even dance. A triple threat, and she excelled in all three. I love her to death. My all-time favorite. Favorite director. Director probably is a mix-up. I really like Frank Capra, and I love Alfred Hitchcock. I think those are probably my two favorites. Favorite indie movie is Blue Valentine. It stars Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams, two fantastic actors. But this is about a couple that falls in love, gets married, and it just goes through some problems and happiness, and it rips your heart out. I'm not kidding. You will be emotionally dead after you watch this. This always drains me. This is just a great movie. It's definitely my favorite indie. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't seen a lot of indie movies, so I didn't really have much to choose from either. Okay, favorite Julia Roberts movie. Probably my favorite would be Pretty Woman. I love Pretty Woman. It's about her as a prostitute, and I can't really tell you much of the movie without giving stuff away, but it's a great movie. Favorite Tom Hanks movie. Now, I love Tom Hanks. Out of the actors that are alive today, he's probably one of my favorites. I feel like he is also an actor that gives a lot of really good, consistent performances. And it's so hard to choose because he's made so many good movies. You know, I immediately think of Forrest Gump or Saving Private Ryan. I love both of those movies. I think I'll probably have to go with both of those. I can't really pick just one. You'll see that a lot in this tag. I can't just pick one movie because there's so many I love so much. But definitely Forrest Gump and Saving Private Ryan. And, you know, he's Woody from Toy Story. Come on. What's not to love about Tom Hanks? I don't know. Nothing. Favorite comedy. Again, really hard because there's so many movies that are really funny, have a really dramatic element to them, or I can't think of one movie that I love that's just straight up funny and nothing else to it. I did think of a couple. One of them was Bringing Up Baby. I don't have that one with me, with Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant. It's hilarious. I love a lot of Buster Keaton stuff. He was a silent film actor. He was just hilarious and so deadpan. And the one I have with me now is one that I really think is funny, and I crack up every time I watch it, just because if you've ever been a single female, you will understand this lady, and this is Bridget Jones' Diary. God, this is just hilarious. It's about, you know, this woman who's desperately single, almost to the point where it's a little bit pathetic, but you go through her life till she maybe finds someone. So I can't really go into much detail without you actually knowing the movie, and I don't want to give it away for those who haven't seen it, but it's very funny, and it's a really fun, like, chick flick. It's always a good one to watch when you're going through a breakup or something, so that's a good one. I have my DVDs, like, stacked up in order of the questions. All right, favorite romance. No question, When Harry Met Sally. This is the quintessential romantic comedy. I cannot think of one that is better. I love this movie. Nora Ephron, rest in peace. This is great. It's about two people who met out of pretty much happenstance. I mean, they met driving up to New York from college. They're friends for years and years, and it's just, the dialogue is so witty and hilarious, and the end just makes your heart flutter. It's fantastic. If you have not seen When Harry Met Sally, you really, really need to. It is so good. Favorite scary movie. I don't have this with me, but I love Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Not the one in the 90s, the original 1960 with Janet Leigh. A fantastic, fantastic movie. Really keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's creepy, it's eerie, it has a great twist at the end. You definitely have to watch it. Okay, favorite drama. This was very hard, and I do have a couple because It's one of those where I couldn't pick one. Probably my absolute favorite would be A Star is Born with James Mason and Judy Garland. This one just breaks your heart each time you watch it. It's so well done. The acting performances are incredible. And I heard they are trying to remake this with Beyonce in it, and that kind of made me throw up a little bit because Beyonce shouldn't even attempt to do the performance Judy Garland did. I think they offered Leonardo DiCaprio James Mason's role, and he turned it down and said I could never do it justice. And it's true. This movie will stand the test of time forever. It is quite long, but if you have the patience to sit through it and really watch it, you won't be disappointed. It deals with a lot of tough subjects, but it's so great. Definitely check that one out. I do have a couple of honorable mentions from my collection that I really love. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. This is a great one. It's about a boy who is born old-looking and then gets younger as he gets older, and it's really well done. And then this is a foreign film made in the 1930 or 31, I believe, and this is Fritz Lang's M. This is the Criterion version. I love this movie. It's a German film. It's about a child gone missing and the hunt for its abductor, and it's just so well done. The camera techniques, the filming's great, the acting's great. I just love this movie. Every time I watch it, I get goosebumps. It's so well done. So definitely check that one out. It's great. Favorite family film, and this is another one that was really hard for me to choose because there's so many, family films, but this is one that I particularly remember growing up with, and that's kind of how I took it. I think, okay, well, I grew up with this movie and really enjoyed watching it with, my siblings, and this is Stand By Me. This is just the ultimate friendship movie. It's about a group of boys who go on an adventure, and you learn a lot about friendship along the way. This is a great 80s movie, and has a hilarious cameo by Kiefer Sutherland back when he was a young lad, rocking the mullet, I believe, if my memory serves me right, but just a great friendship buddy movie. Biopic. Biopics are hard because a lot of the biopics I watch are either miniseries or TV series. I really liked The Tudors, and I really liked the Kennedys, things like that. But the biopic that I like the most, and this might be, I don't know if this stretches the boundaries of this question, but it technically is about someone, and it is Funny Girl with Barbra Streisand. This is about the life of Fanny Brice, a famous vaudeville performer, and I love this movie. Barbra Streisand, when she was young and impressionable and didn't have, too much of an ego, it's just great. She's a great comedic actress. The songs in this are wonderful. I mean, how can you not love People? It's a great song. Don't Rain on My Parade. I mean, it's great. So, yeah, I picked this for my biopic. Favorite childhood movie? Again, this is probably the movie I watched over and over again as a childhood. I don't even think my VHS works anymore, but my brother and I used to watch this continuously, and that is Doris Day's Calamity Jane. This is a musical, and it's about a young woman who lives in the Black Hills of Dakota back in the old Western days, and she is just a total tomboy, but of course love kind of gets in the way of things, and it's a great, great movie. I still have all the songs memorized, and it's just a fun, funny, good family musical. It's great. If you can't tell, I love musicals. I'm a big musical theater aficionado. I could go on and on about musicals. That could be a whole other tag. Favorite action movie? I don't watch a ton of action movies, but I guess if I had to pick one, I do like the Die Hard movies. Those are always fun. A favorite classic movie? Again, my big thing about film is I'm a big classic film fan. I love all the old movies. I love that's just my thing, and as you could tell, a lot of these are older films, so it was really hard for me to pick just one. And the reason I picked this particular movie because I feel it had everything that a classic film from the Golden Age would have. So I picked Meet Me in St. Louis. This was made by MGM, which back in the studio era, was the top dog to work for. This has the gorgeous costumes, the beautiful set. Vincent Minnelli did a great job with the beautiful directing he did. And of course it has star power. It has Judy Garland, Marjorie Main. I mean, it's just a great, great movie. And this is the movie where Judy Garland and Vincent Minnelli fell in love before they got married, and you can just see the love for her in every shot. This has great music, great acting. I just feel like it's everything that a studio era film should have. So I just love this one. Okay, favorite historical movie, and I liked what Jason the Nose did because he did historical / documentary, because there wasn't really a documentary question, and I do enjoy documentaries. My favorite historical movie, as cheesy as it sounds, is Titanic. I, grew up in that Leo fandom phase, so I grew up loving this movie, and I really do think it's a well-done movie, even though I'm not the biggest fan of James Cameron, but I love it. Favorite documentary would be The Boys, the Sherman Brothers story. This is about Richard and Robert Sherman, who wrote a lot of Disney greats, Mary Poppins, all the music for like The Parent Trap, Rides at Disneyland, I mean everything you can imagine, The Jungle Book. And they actually lived quite a troubled life together. It was really interesting to get that perspective, and it was also a little bit sad. But I loved watching this. I thought it was really well done, and I loved watching all the little tidbits of information you got. If you're a Disney fan like I am, this is a must-have for your collection. Favorite girly movie? That would be Pride and Prejudice. I cannot think of one girl who doesn't swoon at the thought of Mr. Darcy. A lot of people like the mini-series on BBC, and this one, I like both of them, but this is just one that I have, and I love Matthew McFadden's Mr. Darcy. This is just a great sweeping romance. It just makes my heart just go crazy every time at the end. It's just a really well-done movie, so that's my favorite girly movie. Guilty pleasure. Bride Wars. This movie is not a good movie. It's actually kind of a really stupid movie, but you know what? I am drawn to it. I love it, and I love watching it. There's not much to say about it. It's just a stupid comedy, but you know what? Love it. Favorite tearjerker. This movie makes me bawl every time I watch it. There's a certain point in the movie that once it starts, my eyes start to well up, and then it's just waterworks till the end of the movie and a few minutes after, and that's Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life. This is also one of my favorite holiday movies, but I did find some others I can include in that question. If you haven't seen this movie, you really need to. This is such a great movie. I can't say enough great things about it. It's about a man who really finds out what's important in life and what would happen if he wasn't there in the world. The part where he's at the bridge and says, "Clarence, Clarence, let me live again." I just lose it, and I lose it till the very end of the movie. So if you haven't seen this, you really need to, because you have not gone through life until you've seen this. Favorite musical? Again, this is really hard for me. A lot of the ones I have mentioned already have been some of my favorite musicals, but I will, I guess, do a couple more. Singin' in the Rain with Gene Kelly, Donald O'Connor, and Debbie Reynolds. This is just a quintessential awesome movie musical, so a great one to have in your collection. My Fair Lady with Audrey Hepburn and Rex Harrison. Again, another fantastic musical. This is probably one of my all-time favorite movies, actually. Then an honorable mention goes to like West Side Story and a few others. I just love musicals. Favorite Halloween movie? That would be Carrie. I watch this every Halloween. I love it. It's so eerie and creepy. It's not, a big jumpy movie, and I feel like a movie does not have to make you jump out of your skin to be scary. This one is just, oh my god, it's so disturbing, and I think that's what makes it a great scary movie. It's I can't really say much about it without really ruining the movie for you, but just watch it and you'll understand the incredible performance between Sissy Spacek and her mom is great. It just creeps you out to the bone, and in the end really scares you. So definitely check this out if you want to check out a good scary movie. Okay, favorite holiday movie. Okay, so I have 3. Like I said, I'm going to choose this game because I can't pick favorites. I have Love Actually, just a great holiday movie. White Christmas, another great holiday movie. And this is where I really cheat, but all the claymation Christmas movies, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Rudolph, Little Drummer Boy, Frosty. I love them all. I grew up with them all. You can't go wrong. So, yeah, I cheated. Don't care. I love Christmas. Favorite wedding movie? Bridesmaids. This movie is comedic gold and has everything I want in a wedding movie. Favorite 80s movie would definitely be 16 Candles. I can't think of one girl who didn't grow up watching this and just wanted to be Molly Ringwald in this movie. But this movie also really messes up your childhood because you grow up thinking even if you're a loser in high school, you're going to end up with someone as hot as Jake Ryan. That's never the case, but nevertheless, this is a great movie and has some amazing one-liners in it. Disney princess movie, and that would be without a doubt Beauty and the Beast. I love almost all the Disney princess movies, but this one is so well done on so many levels, and Belle is actually a princess that you can relate to. She loves books. She's smart. She doesn't rely on a man to save her. She actually helps to save him. And the movie is just really great. So it's definitely my favorite Disney princess movie. And the next question is favorite Disney movie. And I split this up between animated and live action because I really love a lot of their live action. So animated, Peter Pan. You just really can't go wrong with this movie. It's just a great example of the classic Disney films. Then live action would be The Parent Trap, the original. I love this movie. I grew up with it. Maureen O'Hara is just gorgeous, and Hayley Mills is as cute as a button. The movie I've watched the most, that question goes to my all-time favorite movie, which I'm saving for the end, so I'll get back to you on that. Movie that you've never seen despite the hype. I can't think of any that I haven't seen, but there was one that I didn't see till I was about 21 years old that I should have seen a long time ago, and that was Star Wars. I am almost 25 now, and I had never seen Star Wars till I was about 20 years old. I know, my friends couldn't believe it, so they sat me down and watched it. And I liked it. I thought it was really good. All three of them were. Okay, movie you can relate to the most, that would be When Harry Met Sally, especially because Jeremy and I were best friends before we became a couple, so it's always kind of fun to see those friendship to love stories happen on the screen. First movie you remember seeing at the theater? I don't know. I'm sure it was some Disney movie, but the movie I can clearly remember seeing at the theater was the Spice Girls movie, Spice World, because I was a big Spice Girls fan who wasn't back in the 90s, and I totally went and saw that in the theater. So Spice World was the first one I clearly, remember seeing. And then favorite movie of all time. And this movie actually answers a lot of these questions, but I really wanted to save it till the end. It's no surprise. A lot of you guys have said this, and it is The Wizard of Oz. I have the big hunkin' limited edition box set of this. This movie is my favorite tearjerker. It's the one I've watched the most. It's my absolute favorite childhood movie. It is everything I love in a movie. It has Judy Garland, of course, and I actually collect a lot of Wizard of Oz memorabilia. I think I'd like to show that in another video because it's something I really enjoy doing. But it's just a magical, magical film, and it's one of those that really stands the test of time because you watch it and you don't think it's made in 1939 because everyone's grown up with it. It has a lot of heart, and when she's saying goodbye to the Scarecrow and the Tin Man and the Lion before she gets in the balloon to go back to Kansas, I'm sobbing like a baby. I can't handle it. And of course, Over the Rainbow is the best song in movie history. It is just heartwarming and beautiful. So that was my all-time favorite movie, The Wizard of Oz. I actually went and saw Dorothy's House in the Land of Oz in Liberal, Kansas when I was in Oklahoma. And it was really fun to walk through Oz and see all the fun, recreations of it and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, that's my all-time favorite movie. So, thanks for watching the Movie Madness tag. I definitely tag April Salud to do this, Al-Sal. She is my buddy in a lot of these videos, but being the movie buff she is, I would love to see her answers to this, so April, you should do this. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you all later. Bye!